Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for your 10 TV Plus Weather Impact Show. We're so glad you're here. It's Meredith and Aaron. We've got you covered today.
Yeah, we're looking not the greatest weather for today. It's
no bueno.
A little rainy. Hey, but it's the last day of it, finally.
Yay!
At least for a while.
We're so excited. This has been a stubborn storm system and a pattern that's just been dumping rain and thunderstorms. And even yesterday, I was asleep, but apparently I heard there was hail yesterday. That was pretty big in some spots.
Yeah, there was some hail in a few locations. We saw some, dime-sized hail. There was a report of some golf ball-sized hail. And check out this video. I believe we have some video of some hail. Pea-sized hailstorm there in Newark. Came through. There were some severe thunderstorm warnings issued. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz and I were tracking these storms yesterday afternoon and evening, watching them developing. We got the reports of some hail. We saw those warnings being issued, and yeah, there you go. And it covered the ground pretty quickly too.
That's crazy.
Some wild video.
But I mean, it makes sense. It was cold enough in those that lower level of the atmosphere, and especially as you go up, sometimes that's what happens. But thankfully, it wasn't like baseball. Or I heard some of our friends in West Virginia had some golf ball size hail. I believe. Yeah,
I believe there was around Charleston area had a pretty intense thunderstorm that was developing. One of the first ones yesterday afternoon, and dropped some golf ball size hail. Some larger hail out in Texas, of course. Thankfully, we're not dealing with anything like that today. Just rain.
Just rain. A good day to be indoors, that is for sure. So our 10 TV weather impact of the day is going to be for that rain. Continues throughout the entirety of the day today. So just make sure, especially if you're traveling on the roads, we had accidents earlier this morning. You know, just that ponding of water, or if you get caught in one of those really intense pours, it just really can make for a messy commute, both to and from work. And so other headlines for us, it is going to be dry and warmer for Wednesday. So yay, we can look forward to that. But Mother's Day weekend right now is still staying on track to be dry and much warmer. So if we can get through the next couple of days, we're in good shape. But you can see the temperatures from this morning really climbing quickly, eventually getting up right around that 60-degree mark. But it is going to be a struggle for many of us to get into the upper 50s. And the rain that we had this morning really spreading out across the region. And as we continue to move into the afternoon, we are looking at a pretty consistent downpour. And then as we move into the second half of the afternoon, we could even see some heavier downpours at times. Really not a big risk of thunderstorms in the forecast. Not saying it can't happen, but for the most part, our concern here is going to be for that rain. As we go into the commute home, it is going to start to dry out as we do have some drier air that moves in, but we still have enough moisture lingering that even into sunset tonight, we could still see some showers across parts of central Ohio. It's really not until we go after midnight overnight into Wednesday. I'll stop the clock here at 8:30. You can see we have some clouds to start. Maybe even some patchy fog out there. We'll have to keep an eye on things. But then as we go into the afternoon, a lot of sun in the forecast, a big difference for us. And then those winds are going to shift, and we will have a little bit of instability as we go overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Although, again, you can see if we do have any showers, hint, there'll be pop-up, but it does look interesting as we go into the second half of the day on Wednesday. And on our southernmost counties especially, you can see this is to the south of I-70. Right now our models are indicating that we could see a line of some heavier showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder move through, continuing through the commute home. Again, you can see this would include places from Lancaster south to Logan, MacArthur, McConnellsville, and then as we go overnight into Friday, it does look like we'll start to clear up, and again, just in time for the weekend. So second half of this week looking pretty good. If we look ahead with the outlook, so May 11th, that's Mother's Day on Sunday, into next week, it does look like we will have a nice setup where we will have warm air sit over us, but also below average chances for precip. And so giving us a little bit of relief from the continuous rain and storms and everything that we've had the last couple of days. So overall, today's forecast, it is going to be soggy. It is going to be on the cooler side. And then as we go into tonight, many of those showers will wrap up before midnight and after midnight, especially clearing out as we go into your Wednesday, which is going to see temperatures start to go back up again into the low 70s, light winds. Again, might have a little bit of patchy fog in the morning with those temperatures where they're at, but overall, Honestly, the best days are to come as we go into the end of this week. And then by this weekend, we really start to see those temperatures go back up. In fact, as we go toward Monday, I love 80s, Aaron, in our forecast.
Yeah,
in
nice
May.
to see that. And
It's
even
so
the
nice.
70s, though, this weekend.
Exactly. Shorts weather, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Actually, I noticed yesterday when I got home that the pool at my apartment actually opened up.
Wow.
Even though there was rain yesterday, it was, I think, the first day, but kind of ready for that. It is that season, of course, and, more people out of the lake.
Weather.
So, yeah. And nice to see some more sunshine, so we're making progress.
Oh, for sure. It's one of those crazy things, and we're actually going to see some skies start to clear. Now,
Yeah.
I guess the timing tonight is really going to determine if we could see a meteor shower that's kind of hanging out.
Yeah, that's kind of the question right now. We're in the peak of this another meteor shower. It's an annual one, and it's called the Eta Aquariids. And it happens every year around this time. This is around the peak where we could see up to about 20 to maybe as many as 40 meteors. It kind of varies from year to year. But what you're going to want to look for, again, if we get some clear skies, and I think there's that chance here tonight that we will see at least a little bit of clearing later on during the overnight hours. But we will be talking about some meteors again, and this is all from the debris, some leftover particles that are just orbiting the sun now from Halley's Comet. Remember that one? If you were around back then, we had back in the 1980s. I think it was 1986. Is that right?
I don't know, that's the year I'm born, so that would make sense.
All right, so 1986. So that was Halley's Comet. It's going to be back many years from now. It orbits every 75 years. But again, the debris, that's what causes the meteor shower. So 20 to 40 meteors, not out of the question here over the next couple of nights. And if it doesn't clear, there is still a chance that you could still see them even later on this week. The meteor shower is going until, I believe, the third week of May. So there's still a chance. It's just the peak is happening right now. So as we look at the viewing forecasts, potential for some clearing here, maybe a couple meteors, not out of the question, that you could see here tonight. Even tomorrow night, there will be times where we are looking at some clearer skies. So just something to keep in mind if you want to check out a meteor shower again, even if it's not tonight, tomorrow night, or even Thursday night, this weekend, there may be still some meteors as that meteor shower is going for another couple of weeks.
Meteors for Mom.
Meteors for
showers,
Mom,
that is.
yeah.
That's what we're hoping for Mother Nature, that she comes together and brings a big pizzazz. I mean, I wish we had the aurora. Do you remember Mother's Day last year?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean,
can't
just
believe it's
that
almost
big
1
storm.
year.
Yeah, I believe May 10th. That was when we actually had a couple nights of it across a good portion of the country, and it'd be nice to have that again.
Yeah, the Gannon storm was what it was nicknamed, and yeah, that was when we had the geomagnetic storm reach the 5 level, which is the top. I know, it's hard to believe it's almost a year.
Yeah, and I think that was the first time we had the 5 since 2003.
The Halloween storm, yep.
Yeah.
So speaking of space, since we all know that's a big favorite of mine, did you know, Aaron, yesterday was actually National Astronaut Day?
That's awesome.
And it was a day to remember Alan Shepard,
Yes.
who was the first American to journey into space in 1961. Now, get this, according to NASA, there have been more than 24 astronauts from here in Ohio across the Buckeye State.
That's
That does
awesome.
include John Glenn from Cambridge, Don Eisel and Thomas Hennon from Columbus, and Michael Gernhardt from Mansfield. So yeah, 4 right there of the more than 24 astronauts. And in 1962, Glenn was the first American to orbit the Earth. Another Ohioan making history. In 2001, Gernhardt was the first American on an International Space Station spacewalk. And aside from the pilot, this is a fun fact you can share at the dinner table tonight. 1995, the crew of the Space Shuttle Discovery on their STS-70 mission, they were all from Ohio. And apparently, because the pilot was not, they made him an Ohio honorary member before the flight, so they could say it was an all-Ohio flight.
All Ohio, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
right
love
here
that.
in our neighborhood.
Good little fun facts, and yeah, really cool to celebrate, National Astronaut Day yesterday, and just, maybe encouraging another generation of astronauts as well.
I'll see you in space, kids. I think Aaron might get a ticket too.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
Well, that's it for your weather update here on 10 TV Plus. Stay dry, and know that coming up later tonight at 6, Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will have everything you need to know with the updated forecast.
Yeah, the last day of the rain.
Oh, yes.
We're ready for it.
Hallelujah. All right, until then, you can catch more news and weather online at 10tv.com. Have a great afternoon.